Hey, Bryce, how's it going?
It's going all right. Not a bad day.
Yeah.
Nothing, one of those days just sort of, it's not great, not bad, but it's okay. Could definitely be worse.
It's true. Can always get worse. That's optimism with Heather. Just be positive. It can always get worse. That sounds like something that would be like the equivalent of a cat poster in a dystopian universe. Well, it's like a cat. It's instead of the cat hanging from the branch, it's not from like a flat perspective. It's like above the cat, and he's already let go of the branch, and it says it can always get worse as you're watching this cat fall into a chasm. It's like, remember, kids, that's.
It could be worse. You could be falling into a cavern and most likely dying.
Now let us pledge allegiance to the dictator. Oh god, that could happen in a couple of years. I shouldn't joke about that. Although if anybody wants to draw me that it could always be worse, like in the vein of a cat poster a la Lego Movie, I am okay with this. Please do it. I will post it on our Tumblr. I will post it everywhere. It'll be so beautiful.
It would be amazing. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Okay, so back to our...
We didn't come here to talk about cat posters.
Not even seconds in and just off on a rant.
There it goes.
I think we're getting worse. I think so.
Well, I like to think of these podcasts like the Daytona 500. It's just all left turns. So eventually we'll reach the point again. It's like, there goes the tangent.
Oh, look, we're back. And there we go again. All right, but we came here today to talk about a very, very important, serious subject.
Yes.
Something that is pertinent in most people's lives. Mm-hmm. And if it's not, then they are sorely lacking. Anime.
If it's not in your life yet, be prepared to be educated.
Yes, hello, children. Please turn the page to 394. We shall get started. So, anime. I haven't actually watched anime in a little while. I've kind of drifted away from it. It's kind of sad. I do drift back, but it's mostly... The one that I've consistently watched is One Piece. But then it... Unfortunately, One Piece episodes always start off with like 7 minutes of intro. So
from the last week's episode?
It's, oh my goodness, it's like, it starts off, you got the normal intro, you've got like the narration to catch you up, and then you've got like the it's a full thing of like the normal one and then the narration, because it's not like just giving you little excerpts. No, it's just narrating the last to catch you up real quick. And so there's most of the episode gone. And it's just like, well, okay. And then you watch it. And I don't know if they're trying to, make sure they have enough room so that they don't get, like, too caught up with the manga or what.
Uh-huh.
But they don't ever usually get too much done.
Yeah.
So I usually just kind of drift away for a while, and I'll come back after a couple months, and then I'll just binge them. Mm-hmm. Because I'll be like, well, skip the entire intro, then I'll watch it, skip the little bit of the outro, and then just lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. I always dislike the ones that have a 5-minute, like, credits song.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually very beautifully drawn, and it is a very beautiful song, but it's always like the last 5 minutes of this 30-minute episode are just gonna be credits. That's a shame. That's 5 minutes I could have used explaining anything. Mm-hmm. Like, that was always the same, like, I'm a huge Sailor Moon person. I only watched the first season when it was on TV because I didn't have Toonami, I didn't have Cartoon Network, so I didn't watch it when it was on. I watched it on like a Saturday morning cartoon. One of the local cable channels picked it up. that was my first anime. My next one, not knowing what anime it was, except that this has a different style than Disney movies do, was Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Was very much the same thing, where it's like, it would take 3 episodes to go through maybe a turn of the card game.
Oh, absolutely.
And they would rehash the same, like, it was super gripping when I was younger, but I've tried to watch it. It's on Netflix right now. Mm-hmm. I've tried to binge through those episodes, and I'm like, I can't do it. It's just, you're just telling me the same thing 3 different ways. Why don't you just tell it to me one way?
Yeah, no, I found that, like, at one point when I was really into it, I started watching some of the smaller ones that were, like, 1 season, and that's it.
The 1 season ones annoy me more, though, because...
Really?
Because the 1 season... Okay, obviously, because I am me, and this should come to surprise of absolutely no one, I like the... I guess it's called shoujo, like the, like, super girly anime with, like, the love interest, whatever. So I've watched Fruits Basket, and I've watched Ouran High Host Club, which are 2... really cool, don't get me wrong, but they're very shoujo. I believe that's the right term. I am not a huge person. I'm not an otaku type of fangirl, so if I get any of these words wrong, please educate me, but I apologize ahead of time. I'm using them based in context on the internet, so I'm sure I'm getting it 100% right, because the internet is never wrong.
Never.
But on those 1 season things, it's like, okay... There's like 20 episodes, and then the thing just stops. I'm like, but there's more. Mm-hmm. I have to know. I have to know who ends up with who.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I hate when it ends because I always want more. Mm-hmm. But what I've found is with some of those, I can't remember names because it's been a while. But with some of those, I find that they... While I'm watching it, I appreciate it more because it's not so drawn out.
You know you're coming to an end.
Yeah. And while I won't like the end and I want more, and they may not even give you sort of like a conclusive end.
Nope.
I'll still appreciate it more because they're not drawing it out. Every episode I know something's going to get done. And so I'm enjoying each episode instead of, skimming through it because I've heard this same thing 10 different times already.
Right.
And I just want to get to what's new. So I do appreciate those. Don't get me wrong, I do love One Piece. I like the dynamic of it. It's that was like one of the first ones I got into because I saw it when I was younger, like the first season on Cartoon Network, and then I never saw it again, and I was like, but what happened?
Right? Did I just dream this up?
Yeah.
Like, so and then many nostalgia moments occur that way for me.
Oh yeah. So I finally saw, I guess I saw it again online or something, and so I was like, oh my god, this was an actual thing. I wasn't delusional. So I went and found it, and so I watched up all the episodes, and I got to the point where it actually stopped with the dubbed episodes, and I lasted about maybe a week before I was like, I can read subtitles, I can do that, and then because it opened up an avenue of like another 300 episodes, so I was like, I can do this, and then I did. Strap in, kids. Just gonna put on the 6-point harness, hit into overdrive, and put.
Do you ever get yourself ready for like a super binge session? I don't know, I might be the only one. Where I'm like, I'm coming home from work, I'm like, I'm gonna go home and I'm going to watch whatever show. Right now it's Bones for me. I'm catching the very end. I stopped watching it and now I've started again because my sister started it again, and anyway, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch some Bones. I will get like all of the snacks, all of the like soda or water or whatever. Mostly soda. Let's be real, not water. Screw water. All the stuff like, carry it into my bedroom, and, like, then, like, nest myself into my bed. Like, get the blanket, get everything situated around me, realize that my remote is on the other side, pull everything out,
Oh God, I
get
hate
my
that.
remote, and then get myself back situated and be like, I am not moving until Netflix asks me if I'm gonna continue watching, and the answer will always be yes.
Oh no, I do that as well. I get set up in the chair, make sure I got everything, which, like you, doesn't always happen.
Nope.
Just kind of it's the worst. Like, you get in there, you're all set up, you're nice and comfy, you've got the blanket around you, and you're snuggled ready, and you're just like, this is gonna be amazing. Mm-hmm. And you go to grab the remote.
It's not there.
Or the mouse, and it's just not there, and then you have to get up. The worst part is those times where you do it twice. Because I've done that. I've come home, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here, and I'm not gonna move for a while. And so I'll have, like, my computer next to me, and I'll have the TV in front of me, and so I'll be like, okay, so I sit down, and I get ready, and then I go over, and I go to, like, look on my computer real quick, and there's no mouse. Mouse is still over there on the dresser. I'm like, fuck. So I get up, and I go over, and I grab it, and I come back, I set it down, and I've got it set up so where I can, through an HDMI cord, I can show it on the TV.
Nice.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, so let me turn the TV on, and I go to reach for the remote, and I look around, and it's over there on the nightstand. I'm just like,
you had one job.
It's just like, I got comfortable 2 different times, and both times you want to ruin this for me. Oh no, it's fat strategy. It's fat strategy. Fat strategy is when you are in a position, like sitting down, laying down, or whatever, and you have to figure out, MacGyver your way to getting whatever it is that you need that's out of reach by just using what's around you.
Pretty sure my sisters watched a panda at the zoo do this once. This panda was, like, chewing on bamboo, as pandas do, and nothing else. That's literally all they do, is chew on bamboo all day. Decided it did not like the bamboo stalk that it had. It wanted the one over there. The one over there was, like, maybe 2 feet away from it. But instead of getting up, it was, like, in a sitting position. It just, like, plopped its way onto its side, like, and then stretched itself out to grab the stalk, and then righted itself and kept on chewing. My thought is, yeah, that's me. Yep, that's fat strategy. Yeah, oh, I'm grateful we have a name for this thing that I've done my whole life. Other than the laziness.
We'll also now call it the way of the panda. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I will fight you in the most efficient way possible without having to move too much.
Yeah.
By sitting on you.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
That's mostly my way of fighting. Like, if I have to get in a fight, I'm just gonna find a way to just plop and fall on you, and then you'll probably beg me to stop. Just, please, get off. Remove thy rotund buttocks from my spine. Okay, so anime, yes.
Anime, yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to bring this topic up is because on our first official episode, that never was, it's somewhere in the archives, and eventually we will retrieve it, but it is right now on hiatus. But we actually it was not on the list of things to talk about in that episode. And we spent a good 20 minutes talking about, I think it was Naruto?
Yeah.
So I was just curious, since I spent the last episode talking about podcasts, I was hoping that I could entice you to chitty chat about anime.
Well, I mean, if you really want me to go off on a tangent on this, I guess I probably
Oh, man,
could.
no, not on this show.
Oh, no.
No tangents allowed.
I feel like it's a standing rule of no tangents are allowed that just everyone ignores.
That's like building a tree house in your prepubescent stage and saying no girls allowed when you're just realizing that girls are cute. It's like, that's a wishy-washy rule.
It's like, it's kind of...
There's always one of your holdout friends who are like, no girls allowed. And the rest of you are like, dude, but boobs.
Like, I was prepared for like, but dude, they're girls. And
no, I'm pretty sure that it all equates
boobs.
to boobs at that level. Because you're prepubescent.
Yeah.
You don't know what that means yet.
Yeah.
You're just pretty sure that you want to know. I'm speaking from a female perspective. It's like, I don't know what kissing is, but I'm pretty sure I want to do it at that age. Like, that was me. It's like, I want to kiss boys. I don't know. Maybe.
Like, I think I kind of know what this is, but I'm not quite sure. But for some reason,
Yeah.
I feel this strong urge to do it.
It's very much like algebraic at that point. It's like, I don't know what X is, but I'm gonna find out. We just had a tangent about tangents.
Because we got tired of being amateurs, and we wanted to show that we have
Real
the
professionals.
potential. We're real professionals, and we have the potential to be named Grandmasters of Tangents. And therefore, that is our submission. That is our application to the...
Very well. But I feel like, one, we need funny hats.
Okay.
And two, those hats have to literally be an isosceles triangle. So that on one side it has the formula for a tangent. But not a cone. Like, it can't be like a cone hat. Like, it literally is a cap that has a triangle on it. And then embroidered into the cap, it has... I don't even remember the mathematic formula for tangents. I know it. Obviously, it's got to be a sine or cosine because it's a sine, like, cosine, and tangent. But I don't remember if it's like...
I think it's like sine over cosine over sine or sine over cosine.
Sine
Something.
I don't know. If
There's a lot of
wanted
signs.
to do math, I'd be playing D&D right now. That is the only time I want to be doing math. And even so, my phone does it for me. Because once I run out of fingers...
The great
it's
mathematician.
Phone time.
The great mathematician. The hands.
Yes. Who needs an abacus?
Oh.
I've got digits right here.
Yeah. And if you run out, take off your shoes.
Yeah. More digits.
Just doubled your potential.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Anime.
Yes, anime.
Okay,
thing.
well, before we go back onto anime, I have a similar thing. Do you read manga? And follow-up question, do you pronounce it manga or do you pronounce it manga? Manja. Not manja. Manja's not one. Manga or manga? Because it's pronounced both ways in the United States. Either way is correct.
I do not read it. I pronounce it manga.
Mm-hmm.
It always confuses me because I'm just like, this is how it seems like it should be pronounced, and then I'm wrong.
No. It's from an American dialect, manga is right, because that's how we would pronounce it. From a Japanese dialect, it is a word. I took Japanese in college, which is why I know these things. I'm not talking out of my ass. Well, mostly, but...
Thought that's the whole point of the show.
Japanese don't have letters as we have them. They have syllables. Mm-hmm. So MA is one character in Japanese, and it is pronounced ma. It's an ah sound. So it's manga. That's how it's pronounced. Now, granted, that is a very nice way to learn it. Not the way me and my sisters learned to pronounce it that way. We learned to pronounce it that way because we were trying to find the manga section at a Walden Books. Those aren't around anymore. But, and a very snarky a fan of these of manga was like, it's pronounced manga. I was like, oh, okay. How do you, follow question, how do you pronounce bitch? Because I'm pretty sure I know. I did not think that because I was like 11 and non-confrontational. Much as I am now at 29, still non-confrontational. However, after she left or went back to reading or whatever, me and my sisters all gave each other a look like, all right, fine, we'll pronounce it manga, but jeez.
Yeah.
But that could bring us down a whole other conversation, which I do want to talk about at some point, about nerds being nerd on nerd hate. We're going to table that. That's a conversation for later.
Yeah, write it down, the great big book of everything.
With everything inside, see the world around us. This book's the perfect guide.
All I knew was great big book of everything. And I knew none of the rest. Thank you for finishing it.
Yeah, it was one of the shows. I was too old for Stanley, but my youngest sister was not. And it was one of the Nick Jr., Disney Jr. shows that she forced us to watch that I actually didn't hate. Because there were some of them that I did not appreciate watching. Like Blue's Clues. I did not like Blue's Clues.
Oh my goodness. Whenever I was homesick from school, I would make sure to sleep until a certain point. Which is probably why I'm not much of a morning person. A morning person. Because I would make sure to sleep long enough to where I didn't have to deal with that. And I could just get into better shows. Mm-hmm. And, escape the wrath of Dora.
No.
Oh my god. But okay, yes, back to the topic at hand that we've left about 6, 7
Do you ever worry that
times.
people listening to will be like, anime! Like, for love of the gods, stay on a topic!
Oh, they will. And they'll get very mad at us, and they will hate us, but they won't be able to stop because we're
infectious.
We are. Let's not go into the techno mumbo jumbo of how we're brainwashing you to keep listening. But... Mm-hmm. Yes, so anime. Yes, we got into a nice, lovely conversation for about 20 minutes about Naruto because it angers me so much. So much. I had to stop watching it. It's over now, which is good because hopefully after, I don't know, about a year or two, it'll finally die down enough to where I don't have to keep finding it on the internet because...
That will most likely never happen, but you live the dream, dude.
Netflix keeps suggesting the original Naruto, and I'm just like, stop this. I enjoyed that one. It was good. Still had a lot of issues with it, but it was better than what it's turned into.
Did you watch Shippuden?
I did. I watched a lot of it. I watched all the way up until they started getting into like the final battles. Mm-hmm. Once it started getting real big into the actual war, I was seeing exactly where it was going, and I had to stop because I was like, nope, not doing this. Nope, I'm not going to sit around and watch where you continue to redeem a man who is, by all accounts, which you have... Okay, my biggest problem with Sasuke Uchiha is not the fact that he's a major dickbag.
Because he kind of is.
Because he is.
He's like Harry Potter book 5 level. I read the manga for like a hot second in college, and he was very much like Harry Potter book 5, where it's like, I'm so full of angst, I'm going to take it out on everybody. I'm so bad.
Yes.
I'm a bad boy.
Yes. So it's not... I do have a very big issue with that, absolutely. The problem I have isn't just that.
Okay, good to know.
It's the world, the way that the world reacts to him. Because you're literally having in a militarized village that's appears to be a big part of its economy and way of life is based around the military, and you're going to have him join said military after knowing that he watched his entire family get killed by his older brother, and then got a massive, mind fuck from his older brother using their magic eyes. Yeah, because their eyes, the Sharingan, when they I think it's based off of when you feel an intense amount of grief, or guilt, you gain the next level, which is the oh god, how's it pronounced? Mangekyo Sharingan. And so you gain the ability to put people into a inescapable illusion, and you can torture them for days. So
the internet cannot see the face that I am making right now, so I will try to react audibly, but ugh.
Yeah. So his older brother pretty much mind fucks him and messes with his head because
killing his entire family wasn't mess enough?
No. Which you find out later that the whole reason was because they were trying to start a coup and overthrow, and so the reason
the family was?
Yes, okay. The family was. So the older brother was a pacifist, but he was really good at everything killing. So yeah, he was really good at it.
How do you know that you're good at something if you're I don't believe in violence, but I'm good at it?
The way that he was very much, kill 1 to save 1,000 type. So he knew that if the coup started, it would tear the entire village apart. Mm-hmm. So he did this for that reason. But he couldn't kill his younger brother because he loved him too much. So the way his thought process was, I'm going to mess with his head. And I'm going to cause him to hate me. And then I'm going to have him hate me so much that he's going to come and kill me. And then he's going to live on and recreate the Uchiha clan better than ever. Of course, you just had to fill him with every little bit of hate and aggression that you possibly could, because that's not going to go downhill.
Yeah, dude.
Really? That's your big plan? But no, that's one issue. Then they literally have ninja, an entire clan of ninja that specialize in mind jutsu, to where they can, take over people's bodies and go into their mind. They can go through all of their memories and stuff like that. So they literally have people who specialize in dealing with the mind. Basically the world's greatest psychiatrists. Mm-hmm. And they don't do anything.
Huh?
They don't do anything. They don't help him. They just go, oh, so your entire family died, your head's all messed up. Let's throw you and train you how to kill people.
Yeah, that's how the world works.
Yeah, that's how the world works. So that's one of the main reasons I have. Is because I knew once it started getting to that point that they were going to redeem him. That he was going to... Because they brought him in because they had him join in the fight to be the big bad, to beat the big bad and everything else. And so they made him and Naruto two halves of the same coin.
Yeah, I remember there being this we both want to be so good, but we're kind of, we don't like each other, but we're on the same team, so I guess we'll work together. Is that it?
Well, okay. The way that I look at it is they put really a lot of effort into making it seem like they had this really deep bond, and I didn't see it except for one time. Uh-huh. And that was when they were on their first really dangerous mission, and they were fighting this guy who could... control
the sand
ice.
Guy?
No, it was not the sand guy.
Okay.
No.
The sand guy who guy lines is the only other character I can picture from the Naruto.
Yeah. But no, they use, it's the guy who controls ice, who they drew this guy very feminine, to the point where in fan fiction a lot of times they will actually change the gender to female.
Yeah.
Because it's what?
Is it possible that he is actually an androgynous character that Americans decided to make one gender? Because
he actually specifies that he's a male.
Okay.
Because they have this point where Naruto is out training at night, gets pissed off, and he gets found by this character who does not kill him, even though he's the enemy. And so they have this time to where they talk, and this is where Naruto sort of gets part of his own belief of like, that the way to attain your greatest strength is by protecting those precious to you.
Love is the biggest strength of all.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong,
fully
it was
believe
kind of
that.
it was great. But literally as the guy's walking away, it's like, just to let you know, I'm a guy. Because it was like wearing like a nice kimono type thing. It was very pink, very feminine, like looks very feminine, very feminine voice. Just like all of a sudden at the end, hey, I'm a guy. And then Naruto's just like,
what?
It's like, no, what? Things,
believe it.
Brain, yeah. So, but no. So they get to the final battle for this mission, and Sasuke started fighting this guy, gets trapped in these ice mirrors by this guy. So the guy's flying between these ice mirrors really fast, throwing these Senbon, which are like giant needles, at him. Naruto comes in, they're both fighting, and at one point, Sasuke jumps in the way, without even thinking about it, just jumps in the way, takes the needles. Other than that, he's a giant dickbag.
Yeah.
That is literally it. That is the entirety of their bond, is that right there.
I'm seeing more and more like Harry Potter allusions the more that you're talking about this. Like the more I'm thinking like what Naruto comes off as like, what if Harry Potter was told from the perspective of Ron Weasley? Because Naruto is that kind of like, loyal kind of friend, who's courageous in his own right, does his thing, but doesn't have this like epic destiny that Sasuke is supposed to. Yeah.
But no, it's just, I don't like the fact that they make it out to be like that they're rivals. I get that. They have a sort of respect for each other and everything else. But you're basically saying that they're brothers when that's really the only thing that I've seen that actually shows it. Because other than that, they
do not like
each other.
Yeah, genuinely.
They are constantly going against each other, except for that. So, like, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, so I hate the fact that at the end, they bring him back at the end to fight together, against the big bad. They win. Then he decides, you know what? You want to be Hokage, the leader of the village. Nope. I'm going to kill all of the leaders of the major villages. And I'm going to basically destroy this world and rise it again from the ashes.
Sasuke decides this?
Yes!
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
I will make this world better.
Yes.
In my image.
Yes!
That always goes well.
Yeah, so they have a big fight, and of course, Naruto wins. And then after that is everything's hunky-dory. Sasuke comes back to the village and everything's fine.
Was he possessed? Was his mind under somebody else's control?
Not that I know of, not that I've heard of. Granted, I stopped watching after a certain point. But I have not heard of anything where he was actually mind controlled. I mean, like, they argue the fact of when he was younger, he had, like, because he got power from this one really bad guy, Orochimaru. And so they were saying the mark that he gave him had, like, a piece of his soul in it or something. So they're saying...
Harry Potter.
Yeah. So they're saying, like, okay, that was corrupting him. He then killed Orochimaru. And, like, there was this whole thing of, like, he moves past it and stuff like that. Like, for all intents and purposes, you're seeing this guy, and at no point are they saying that he's actually being controlled by anybody. Just the fact that it's his own quest for vengeance. Yeah. So, and then everything's fine. And then they actually did I think a movie from where it was, like, later, like 10 years or so later, where they have kids and stuff like that. And he's still a dickbag. Like, he...
Isn't he, like, dating the pink-haired lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. The pink-haired lady who... You can... In fanfiction, I don't have an inherent... The only character I have an inherent hate for is Sasuke. Every other character, you can do things with.
Mm-hmm.
But from the fact that the world itself seems to be tailor-made to cater to him,
mm-hmm.
I can't deal with it. Like, I'll come across fanfiction and it'll seem like it's really great, and then they'll be like, good Sasuke. Close. I'm sorry. But no.
You clearly don't know what you're talking about.
Like, you either keep him pretty much the same and just, deal with that, or you bash him. I'm fine with bashing. I'm really fine with bashing. But do not give him a lot of screen time and make it so that he's a good guy. It just does not work. Does not. I want to burn him alive. But everybody's just like, he's so cool, and and I'm just like, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Don't get me wrong. Naruto's a pretty big idiot. Like a
There's
major
a
idiot.
difference between being an idiot and being mean.
Yes. But no, it's I do have problems with the way that they did the character of Naruto, because once they got to a certain point, I feel like One Piece is kind of the way that they sort of has parallels, but One Piece does it better, because whereas the main character of One Piece, Luffy, is an idiot, he's a good-hearted, strong, but he's an idiot, but he can still kind of understand some stuff, and he fights. He doesn't kill people, but I think the big problem is the world that they're in. Whereas for the world of One Piece, it's, he's sailing around, he's a pirate, he just wants to be free.
And eat fruit.
And no, he likes to eat meat. Oh. He likes to eat meat.
I thought they eat fruit. I thought the fruit was the
yes,
important
he
part.
did eat a devil fruit, so he got his powers that way. But he specifically loves meat.
That sounds like me. All right, I'll sign on.
Yeah.
He gets to be a pirate. He gets to eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I don't understand about his character is the rubber bandiness of him.
That's the devil fruit.
That's the devil fruit.
Yeah. The devil fruits are... I never caught the point where if it explained it, but it's these fruits that will give you a certain power, and they're put into 3 different categories of paramecia, zone, and logia.
Okay.
Logia turns you into something, meaning like there is a guy who can turn into ice. There's a guy who can turn into magma. There's a guy who can turn into fire. I mean, like, you basically become that.
Werewolves?
That's zone.
Oh, okay. So
zone
they're physical objects. Like, you have to turn into things versus animals or something.
Yeah. Well, that's because Logia is you're basically becoming that element.
Gotcha.
So, unless you have a certain skill set or a certain material, you cannot actually really touch them because they turn into that element.
Do they become like a puddle? Or do they like have their shape and their skin just turns into that?
They can shape it any way they want.
Oh.
So it's like they can turn their arm into magma and shoot it out at people. Yeah. So there are a lot of things you can do with it.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then there's zone, which are like animal type transformations. They actually had one that was like a human fruit, which a reindeer ate.
So a reindeer could turn into a human?
That's actually one of the people on his crew. Tony Chopper. Yeah. Yep. And he can turn into like different variants of it. So because you gain when you eat the zone type fruit, you have like, your normal form, you have the animal form, and then you have like a hybrid in the middle.
Gotcha. So again, you could like turn your hands into claws and slash at somebody.
Yeah. So like he does it he's the doctor.
He's the doctor.
He's the doctor.
Dr. Reindeer.
Yes.
Paging Dr. Reindeer.
So, yes. So, like, he's made up these different forms.
That should not surprise me. This is Japan we're talking about.
So, he's made up these different forms. So, there's, like, a more human-like form. He has a strictly reindeer form. He has a kung fu form. Yeah.
I know reindeer foo.
Yes. Yep, and he flips around, and the best part is he's like really big with not very big arms, So he's basically like, Kung Fu Panda type style.
Oh boy.
And he's constantly going, "Sha, sha, sha," like those noises. It's great. But yeah, so the zone, that's the zone for it. They give you the powers of like
plants,
different animals,
or strictly animals. Strictly living organisms, or plants are living organisms. Strike that.
I haven't seen any.
Plants are alive.
I haven't seen anything about like plants.
Darn it!
But
I want to be a tree person. That's the one thing that I feel like we're missing in D&D playable characters, is I want to be able to be a tree. Like, I'm constantly trying to figure out how I can take a druid class, and instead of changing into beasts, change into plants. Like, I don't have to be a big tree. I don't have to be like an ent or something. But I would just be so cool if I could just turn my hands and arms into, like, vines and, like, wrap around people. That's just me. I'm much more relatable to plants than animals.
Oh no,
because I've played a ranger before who didn't like animals, and I played a druid before who could care less about animals.
Nice.
Yep. I'm sorry.
No,
everything relates back to D&D. Please continue. What's the third?
The third one is paramecia, which are like the lower level ones, which you get a certain type of power. So.
Like Rubber Band Man?
Rubber Band Man. So he gets turned into a Rubber Man. So Logia is like, base element type stuff.
Okay.
Like ice and stuff like that, and you can turn your body into it. There's one who's made of smoke.
I was about to ask, like, what if you turn yourself into something like steam? How do you re-corporealize? But it's anime, I'm sure you can. Yeah,
you basically turn into that element, and then you bring it back. Like, if you get the Smoke Man, if he gets, hit by a giant fan, he'll get blown away, but then it'll take a minute. Yeah.
Got it. So, how does the paramecia work? Because the Rubber Band Man is the only one that I could think of.
I mean, it gives you, like, a certain set of abilities. Like, there's one guy who... Don Quixote do Flamingo.
I'm sorry.
That's his name. Don Quixote do Flamingo.
That is not only a mouthful, but it does tell me so much about this character already, so please continue.
So, he has the ability to create, like, strings, like, invisible, wires from his fingers and stuff, so that he can actually puppet people.
Oh.
And then he can also, like, use the strings to, like, slice things in half and stuff like that. So they are, like, paramecia is basically your miscellaneous pile for, like, anything that doesn't fit into the two other categories is this third category. Yeah, pretty much.
But it seems very specific. Like, you can literally only do this one thing.
Yeah.
Where I wanted to say Luigia. Oh, sorry, what was the L one again? Logia. But the Logia is more like multi-purpose.
Yeah, paramecia is, like you were saying, sort of like the one type thing. The Logia is more of, okay, you have been turned into this, and you have control over this, and do it. But you can definitely figure out ways to use like paramecia in a lot of different ways. Because like with Luffy, he's a rubber man. And so what he's done is, like, he's created gears. He calls them, like, Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, and Gear 4th. So, Gear 2nd, he literally pumps his arms or legs, and so it shoots the blood through his body faster. So his body's pumping blood faster. So his reaction time and his speed are greatly increased.
So he's casting haste on himself.
Yes.
Gotta bring it back to D&D. Otherwise, I don't understand.
Yep. And then there's Gear 3rd, which are both introduced at, like, the same time. Gear 3rd is where he literally will inflate a part of his body to, like, ginormous amounts.
Big B's magic hand.
Yeah.
You punch somebody with a big old hand?
Nice. Yep. And then Gear 4th, which is amazing. They call it Bounce Man.
Okay.
And the reason they do that is because he's learned an ability called Haki, which is basically will. And there's 3 different kinds. There's observation, armament, and conquerors.
Okay.
Now, conquerors is very rare.
Yeah, yeah.
It's imposing your will upon others to literally knock them out.
Yeah, I know. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So then there's armament, which is hardening your skin. So what he does is he basically does gear 3rd, but he hardens his arms and legs so that it's all contained within like his chest, and his arms do expand, but he's basically created his entire body into a piston to where the pressure is so high that he like draws his fist back into his arm and then fires it out.
Ugh.
Yes.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. But because he's so large up top and his legs are very small, he's basically bouncing around. Unless he turns his legs into pretty much a jet propeller. He does the same thing where he sucks his legs up and he shoots them out really fast to where he propels himself into the air.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this just begs the question. Okay, 2 questions I had. Sorry. I had to remember my first question. My first question is the obvious, what power would you want? Which fruit would you prefer to eat?
Oh.
The second one is, do people always know that they're eating one of these magical fruits? Like, do you run across people who be like, I just picked this fruit one day and then found out I got powers?
First off, all of them taste terrible.
I went to a dinner party and someone served me dessert and we all ended up with crazy powers.
If you don't... Well, they're not that, like, common. So it's not, like...
But people know about them.
People know about them.
So it's not like you're going to run across this fruit and not know what it is.
Especially considering the fact that they're all very odd looking. Like, they look like variants of normal fruit, but they're because of the power that they hold, they look different. Now, granted, if you don't know anything about devil fruits and you come across it, you're going to be like, this is a really weird fruit. I wonder what it tastes like.
Apparently awful.
It is terrible. It is apparently terrible. But it gives you magic powers. But you also can't swim.
You can't swim?
You can't swim.
He's a pirate, though.
Yeah.
But he's a pirate, though.
Yeah.
But he's a pirate, though.
That's why you have to have some people on the boat that haven't eaten the devil fruit.
Okay, but he's a pirate.
I know! Literally biggest weakness possible.
I feel like if I learned, it's like a rule book that comes where it's like, if you eat this fruit, you won't be able to swim. Like, oh man, but I really like being a pirate. What if you're water? What if you eat the water fruit and you become water,
shown a water
but
fruit
you can't
yet. I don't
swim?
know. I don't know. They actually brought that in like fan fiction of like that being a sort of workaround of like, well, if you're a water person, you control water, so it kind of negates the whole effect. But they've never brought in somebody that's actually made of water.
Interesting.
So it's I don't know. It's a little confusing when it comes into that because it's sort of like, well, it rains, but it doesn't. It's like standing water, but
like, will he like fall? Like, if he gets hit by water, he's like, I can't move water.
He gets weakened.
My one weakness.
He gets
seriously,
yeah,
like kryptonite style.
Yeah.
Shoot! If I created the weather, I just make it rain on everybody all the time. But I myself would also be weakened. This is very confusing. Water is 70% of our body, though. It
is very confusing because I'm not exactly sure. It's one of those things of like, oh, hey, you can't swim because of the water, and yet I don't know the specifics of it. It's very confusing because they haven't played into like the specifics of, because I'm pretty sure he was stuck in the rain once and he was fine. I think it's like a I don't know.
So he's like a vampire? Like he can't go across running water? Is that it?
I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been able to get figure out the specifics.
That's all well and good. I'll stop. I mean, I'm not going to stop thinking about the fact that water is your one weakness as it controls most of the world. However, we will get back to the first question. What power would you want, Bryce?
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of all the different ones I've seen, and they're...
Or a new one. Just make one up. Based on the rules that you know, what would you want?
Based on the rules that I know, what would I want?
Yep. No wishing for more wishes.
Damn.
I can't bring people back from the dead. It's
not
not a pretty
breathing.
picture. I don't like doing it. We got a Disney quote in. We can get a Disney quote in every episode.
Rule number 1.
I can't make anyone fall in love with anybody else.
God, my goodness, this is so difficult because the possibilities are just limitless, really. And that's one of the problems. Like when you walk down a supermarket aisle, you get to one section, and you're like, I need this. But then there's like 50 different varieties of that item. And it's like, oh.
Well, animal, vegetable, or mineral. Because that's what you're running into.
Animal, vegetable, or mineral.
You have the animal people, you have the element people, which is your mineral people, and your vegetables, pretty much everything else.
Logia does have its advantages because you're very difficult to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I would probably stick with being a rubber man because
Rubber band man.
Yeah.
All right.
And my reasons are very simple. I'm very much the kind of guy who likes upfront fighting. So,
could have fooled me based on the characters you play.
Don't get me wrong. I like having some long range, but I like that sort of, in your face, toe to toe, fist to fist type fighting. That definitely helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Has a lot of different bonuses for it. So.
Well, based on what you said, I always go with water element stuff, but based on what you said, I don't even know if that's possible. I feel like it would be like having an autoimmune deficiency. Like, you eat it, and you both control it, but it controls you. So, I don't know. I'm sure there's a fan fiction out there that has done that, Mary Sue style.
I'm pretty sure they've created one before where you have the water thing, and instead of it being a detriment, it's because you now have the ability to control water. Therefore, it overrides the weakness of being weak to water. Because guess what? You're now water.
It would be okay, though, if there was like another thing that you are weak to that was similar to water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm all about balances.
They have sea stone.
What's sea stone? Is
sea
it stone
stone
from the sea?
It's a type of mineral that I don't even know. I can't remember. It's a very long. It's a thing.
Okay.
It has the qualities of like the sea. So your devil fruit people are weak to it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people use it for like fighting Logia users because it is a
sure
thing. You can make like a weapon out of it and then hit somebody with it, and even if they're a Logia person, it's going to hit them because
Superman and Kryptonite.
Yeah, so there is that.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess you could do it to where it's like, okay, you're no longer affected by actual water, but you're still affected by sea stone because
and maybe double so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think that I would still choose water, but that's always my go-to is water. So maybe not. But I have so many questions about this show that I had kind of like written off as being a little too simplistic for my taste. But there's a lot more there than I thought. I might have to start. Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so.
Darn it.
I don't
To
think so.
the interweb.
Yeah. No, I think that you can find it on. Oh God, what's that one site that Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can find it on there. But you can find it on the interwebs. The interwebs will help you. Don't trust the interwebs.
What are you talking about? They're always right.
Sure, whatever you say. But no, you can find it on there. It does have a lot of different elements. I mean, like what was it? Tony Chopper? Like, they deal with him being ostracized by, not only other reindeer, but by humans.
No more reindeer games, eh?
Yeah, because they're like, you're not a reindeer. What are you talking about? And then they leave him.
Aww.
So, I mean, they definitely go into different, like, actual real life things. It's not, all silly goofiness all the time.
But a big portion of it is silly goofiness, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because if I'm not getting some goofiness...
Oh my... The main character's an idiot.
I figured.
So, not only that, but most of the crew are very goofy. I mean, like, one of them is a coward.
Always a good play.
Yeah.
More people should play cowards.
Yeah.
There's more possibility there than you think.
He's a sniper who uses a slingshot.
Nice.
So his name is Usopp with a very long nose.
Like Cyrano style, Pinocchio style nose.
Yep. Pinocchio style nose. But I mean, it's they're all goofy. So, because it's an anime.
Uh-huh.
So they have to be. So you're going to have the silliness. Don't worry. But it is very good.
Well, I think I'm going to go watch that then.
Okay.
So
then.
we need to finish this episode so I can go start on One Piece.
I mean, you can definitely tell the difference in like artistic styles from the first one to now because it's been on for so long. Because I went back to look at some of the first episodes again. I was like, this is really good. Maybe I should just watch them over again. And
nope.
it's
Never go back.
Definitely see a difference how far they've come. So, but yes, no. If I would definitely recommend it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be for everybody, but I enjoy it. But yes, let's finish that episode so you can get started on that.
Awesome.
So,
if anybody else has any suggestions for anime that they like, or anime that we should watch, or anime that they have a question about, they're not sure about.
Mm-hmm. Or if you just want to argue with me over Naruto and your opinion on Sasuke.
Yes.
I will argue with you. I will.
Happily. But not, we're not mean.
Oh no, I'm not going to be mean.
Who doesn't like a
it.
good debate?
Yeah. Debates are amazing. As long as I hate when it gets to the point where you're like just sort of like throwing insults back and forth.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous. Just go into it, argue your different points, and at the end of the day, respect each other as nerds.
This is why we need to have an episode about nerd on nerd hate. People have experiences with that. Send them in.
Yeah.
We'll compile it into an episode because that's an issue that I'd like to talk about a lot. But anyway, you can like and share this episode. You can like or share us on YouTube, Facebook, and Tumblr at Ancient B, ANCIENT, capital B, or you can shout out those sweet anime at the Twitters.
Whisper those sweet anime to me.
At Ancient B with 3 E's, because that's how many we had to add to get a new username. I'm Heather. You can find me all over at The Fae Lady. That's TheFaeLady.
And you can find me, Bryce, on Facebook. I'll be linked to the Ancient Bee page. But if you need to search me up, it's literally just Bryce Furman because I'm unoriginal. And then on Twitter, you can find me as my lovely high school nickname, which at this point, after saying it for 4 different times, I'm getting a little tired of my high school nickname. And
you can always change it.
I will change it. I'll have to change it. It'll be changed by the next time.